Hello there and welcome to Fridays with Tab and Chance. I am Tabitha Brown and this is my husband.
I'm Chance, what's up?
Today we have a special guest. We'll let him introduce himself.
My name is Affion Crockett. How y'all doing?
The Affion Crockett. We're gonna get into it. I can't wait. He about to have his first experience with Fridays with Tab and Chance.
Come on, let's
the
get to
intro
it.
song. You ready?
Let's get to it.
Bring the beat in.
Fridays with Tab and Chance.
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
Fridays with Tab and Chance. Chance.
Oh, go on with the remix.
Fridays.
Come on.
So I always watch everybody in the monitor right here, right? Especially the men. Because the men be struggling with singing this song and looking cool at the same time, keeping their swag.
He was in there.
He started hitting
Yeah, he
that
was
thing.
in there. That's what we
Listen,
do.
if you're gonna show up, why not show up?
Come on.
Huh?
Come
Yeah,
on.
that's just my,
And
that's
you
been my
at
philosophy.
home.
I'm at, exactly.
Because, we Carolinas.
I'm not with strangers.
Right?
This is kinfolk.
We from the house, as we say it. That's
Stop
when you know
playing.
you're from North Carolina.
Yeah,
Oh, they
we
from the house. They from the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
So you are born and raised in Fayetteville? Or what?
Yeah, born in Jacksonville, actually.
Oh, military?
Yeah.
Oh,
My
okay.
whole family. My grandfather was Marines, so that's how we ended up in Jacksonville.
Uh-huh.
And
Camp
then-
Lejeune.
Camp Lejeune.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then Fort Bragg. My dad, career military man, and we bounced back and forth from Fayetteville to Germany several times. So a collective amount of time was 9 years in Germany.
You speak German?
Sehr kleiner.
He do.
Yeah.
Come on. Come
That don't
on.
surprise
If you know any kind of German, that means very little.
Very little. Poquito.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
You know what I'm saying? You understand me?
That's all I got.
Yeah, I can ask you what your name is, how old you are. I know all the little phrases.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, but you went to school there,
Oh yeah.
but they just taught in English.
Well, here's the thing. The military bases are set up like American cities. They're small cities in Germany or anywhere overseas. So it's an ecosystem of American people. So I went to school with other American students from the States. So it was like mini USA there.
Just so happened to be in Germany.
It just happened to be in Germany, and a lot of Germans speak English. So it wasn't like you're immersed in a country where everyone just speaks their language and you have to learn it to get around.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
So everybody, granddaddy, daddy in the military, did you ever have the desire?
Never.
Never.
My dad wanted me so bad to go into that joint, but I am not one who liked to be yelled at and told what to do. I just always been, and not on no hard-headed kind of stuff, but I just always been one that just has my own way of thinking, and I'm more of a creative. So I can't be in nobody's uniform. I can't be on nobody else's schedule. I can't be in nobody else's box.
Yeah.
It's just not how I'm built. So I knew that early on. I just didn't know how to articulate it to my dad. He's a military guy, so he was like, listen here. Here's the plan. You're gonna go to college, right? You got a scholarship. You're gonna get into that ROTC. You're gonna get out. You're gonna go to the Air Force because you're gonna get 6 figures from that. You're gonna become an officer fresh out of graduation. You home free.
That's
In
what
his
he told
mind,
you.
that was the plan.
Yeah.
Man, I did ROTC for 1 semester. I went to PT once, and yeah, I quit. I was like, yeah, this ain't
The same for me. Were you only child?
No, that's 4 of us.
Brothers?
An older brother, 2 little sisters.
Did any of them do military?
My middle sister, yeah, she did National Guard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she was a corrections officer. She worked in the prisons.
None of the boys.
No.
They-
Look, the boys, man, like my older brother, we was dancers and rappers, so he wanted to pursue rap and do all that.
Yeah.
So naturally, I gravitated toward entertainment as well, and then he took a few left turns, you know what I mean, and didn't end up doing that. And so I found comedy as a business. I was always a fan of Eddie Murphy, SNL, Benny Hill. I was watching all kind of stuff back in the day. Then Chris Rock, Def Comedy Jam, In Living Color. But I found comedy, and that's the thing that basically took me out of North Carolina.
So wait, what, did you go to college outside of North Carolina?
No, I went to Fayetteville State.
Oh, you did? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So when did you start, like, performing?
At 10.
Really?
So yeah, we were, actually before that, people ask me all the time about why I don't drink. I don't drink because I grew up in a family of alcoholics, right? So we was the kids who my parents would wake us up in the middle of the night with our pajamas on and make us perform for their drunk house party friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we in the living room in pajamas doing the Silvers, hotline, calling on a hotline for your love. We doing choreography, the whole
Dance and sing.
What?
Shut up.
What? I learned it early, and I was the youngest out the bunch. So that, and then being in that environment, that was where I first learned how to perform. And then when breaking started, when hip hop started, I'm the same age as hip hop, so I saw it from the door. So when we first saw people on TV spinning on their backs and heads, me and my brother was like, "Yo, we gotta do that.
When you say that like that, spinning on their backs and their heads,
It sounds
I'm doing
crazy.
that.
What? Yeah, we gotta do that."
So y'all just instantly
So
just
think
started
about
doing
what his daddy, the military man, thought about that.
Now, what did your daddy think about y'all doing all that?
See, this is the dichotomy, and this is gonna minister to some people who have a desire, but their environment and the people around them, their support system, is telling them to do something else, right? My dad drove us to every talent show. He was the biggest fan in the crowd. Like, "Oh, those are my sons. We used to win everything.
Yeah.
Those are my babies. Those are my boys. Yeah, go.
that.
He in the crowd dancing and everything." So when it came time, fast forward to me telling him I'm about to graduate college, I had an academic scholarship, Pell Grant, didn't have to pay for school, off my brain. So he's like, "Negro, you could go into corporate America. You can do anything. You about to get out of school and do stand-up comedy and perform?" And he said, "That's the stupidest thing I ever heard you say." I said, "Dad, you drove us to every talent show.
Yeah.
And you supported, you was the number one cheerleader. Do you think that feeling of wanting to be on stage just goes away? It just dissipates?"
Yeah.
And then he said, this is the day I became a man, meaning taking my manhood into my own hands without the control of parents. And this is within one conversation, one argument. This was the time when he was basically trying to tell me where I was gonna go, and me having to tell him, "No, Dad, I'm sorry, it's not gonna go the way you think." He said, "Why would you do all of that? Why would you start growing dreadlocks? You about to graduate school and not going to corporate America, no job interviews. Why would you do all of that and not give yourself a plan B?" And it's like the windows of heaven opened up and God dropped the answer on me, because I never talked back to my dad. I never had that energy with him. So when he said that, God, I'm sorry, Blackie.
Blackie, get from under the table. Sorry.
So when he said that, God told me to say, why would I give myself a plan B and tell myself that I'm not good enough for plan A? Why not just believe and put all my trust in the plan A and make it work?
Yeah.
And for the first
You
time,
said that to your daddy?
I said it to my dad. He had no response. He got mad because he had no answer. He light-skinned like me, so he got red. And he got mad and just stormed out the room. And that was the day, me standing in front of that, all our mamas have the dresser drawer with the mirror and the little lace doily with all the trinkets.
Yes.
I'm standing in front of that joint and I look at myself in that mirror and I say, all right, now you got to prove to him what you just said, that you can actually do what you said.
Yeah.
But thank God, like that conversation happened in 94. 95, I graduate, and that year I was on Def Comedy Jam in October. I booked Def Comedy Jam.
Wow.
So in a very short time, he saw the plan in motion, and he was the first one coming to all my shows.
Oh, wow.
So I got to open up for Bernie Mac early on, like 96 in Fayetteville at the Cumberland County Auditorium.
Wow.
So he got to see, and that's the thing, like before he passed away, like the thing that I was most proud of was my dad got to see me succeed. He got to meet celebrities. He got to go on red carpets. He got to see it.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people have that.
And
don't
live
have
it
that
with you a
experience.
little bit.
And what?
He got to live it with you a little bit
100%,
too.
yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
For sure.
So, were you doing stand-up in college?
That's where I started.
Oh, okay.
I was a dancer first. So the first 3 years of college, I was dancing, and in my mind, I was gonna be a backup dancer. But I'm always aiming high, so I'm like, all right, if I'm gonna be a backup dancer, I gotta dance with Michael Jackson.
Come on.
The biggest artist in the world.
Yeah.
Michael or Janet, those were the two. And so I was always in that trajectory.
Yeah. You was on what? Was it Apollo or Star Search?
Apollo in 92.
Dancing.
Yeah. So that was
Was your brother with you?
It was my partners, my dance partners. They
okay.
was twins. We all from Fayetteville.
Did you remember this?
I've seen the clips
Yeah.
with him dancing, and when you start talking about Affion, people bring that stuff up.
Did
all
your
the time.
dad take you there?
Yeah.
He took us not to Apollo.
Oh, okay.
We actually won that opportunity. We auditioned at Fayetteville State through the radio station there.
Oh, wow.
And the Apollo talent scout, she was driving around just looking for talent. Like, she really was boots on the ground, finding people. Singers, whoever, jugglers, whoever had a talent. And they would bus us up to New York. So we actually performed on Apollo twice, but the first time it was just so they could see you perform in front of the Apollo crowd on an off night. So they drove us up there twice. And once they saw what we did, they was like, oh, yeah, y'all ready. Yeah. Y'all ready for the tube.
I love it. So from dancing, how did you get into stand-up?
So in that college, in that 4-year span, that's when Def Comedy Jam started.
Yeah.
Hottest show in the world.
My favorite.
Changed black comedy forever.
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence. Undeniably the hottest dude at the time, like since Eddie Murphy. And then he had his own show. First, he was the breakout star in House Party.
Yes.
Then he had his own show and Def Comedy Jam at the same time. So to see his brilliance playing out, it made Def Comedy Jam that much bigger. And then the caliber of talent that was on Def Comedy Jam. Millionaires that we know to this day.
Absolutely.
From Chris Tucker to Bill Bellamy, Earthquake,
Bernie Mac,
Steve Harvey, you name them. They all was there.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, Sid, everybody. Everyone, Mike Epps, Joe Torre, Guy Torre.
Yeah.
Just Royale Watkins. Like, it's a great fraternity to be in. And I booked that last season in New York. I'm the young puppy out of North Carolina that booked that season.
But you were doing it, were you doing it like open mics in college or how?
Yeah, so what I did was I would start hosting the talent shows. Because back then, that's when we had talent shows in school. Talent shows, pageants. I volunteered. I went to the Student Activities Council. I said, hey man, y'all, they already knew me from dancing. I said, look, I want to start hosting. Because I really wanted to get my rhythm on stage and just learn what it was like to just be in front of people and you know.
These were things that you were just saying, I'm going to tackle.
Yeah.
You just, like, that's just lived in you. That's that military. That's your dad's presence right there, in my opinion. Because I'm listening, I'm like, man, this dude just, I ain't heard nothing about nobody teaching you or nobody before you or you get to watch somebody do it, which can build confidence. And
it's also the
it's
dreamer
like, hey,
inside too.
Because dancing and hosting is two different things.
Oh yeah.
That's way like that's in a whole different.
I'm like, how did you get to that?
That's a whole different level of courageous thinking. Like I'm like,
because you ain't got to talk when you dance.
yeah,
Right.
Now you got to actually get up here and you got to entertain a crowd in a different way.
Yeah.
And the crowd you trying to entertain, they rowdy. That's a little different.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's also the martial artist in me. I taught myself martial arts at 12.
You taught yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Come on, Bruce Leroy. Come
My
on.
parents was broke, so every time.
Get down.
Can I talk? Blackie, can I
Like I
talk?
said, I like this dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
Get out of here, man. Get your
I
dog.
said martial arts.
Can I talk to your mom and dad?
I know.
So I was bullied, right? Growing up, bouncing around, always a new student, Germany, different parts of Fayetteville. I was bullied. And I would ask my parents, I'd be like, Dad, teach me how to fight. Mom, put me in karate class. And I was like, we can't afford it. Like, what are we saying here? Like, so, here I am in these hood schools, not knowing how to fight. And I borrowed Return of the Dragon from one of my friends. We was talking about it at school about when he fought Chuck Norris. We were just talking about it. I said, hey man, I haven't seen that in a while. Can I borrow your tape? And something about the timing of Bruce's moves in there, I just started doing them. I started trying them. And then I would go in the street and start sparring dudes just for fun, dudes that I knew that knew karate and took karate. And the dancing rhythm in me helped me learn the timing. And then I found out Bruce Lee was a dancer. This dude was cha-cha champion of China.
I did not know that.
So,
wow, now that's something right there I ain't never heard.
I never
the
knew.
dance, the dance
The
rhythm.
cha-cha champion.
Yes.
Wow.
So the dance rhythm is a natural foundation to martial arts for some. So I taught myself martial arts and then started taking classes. But the point is, to what you're saying about me just not having anyone in front of me showing me how to do stuff, I would always figure it out. Because I had nothing. We was broke. I'm in Fayetteville wasn't the most happy city for me or the happiest experience. I was a depressed kid, and before I knew what depression was. So my escape was watching a lot of TV, dancing, martial arts. My escape was everything creative or anything that would take me out of my immediate environment. Yes. Yeah. So, man.
So from hosting to then doing like
and
a
watching.
set?
My teachers were Eddie Murphy, the Wayans family in Living Color, Jim Carrey, Jamie Foxx. Like my teachers was everyone on TV.
Yeah.
Everyone on film.
When did you start doing the impersonations? How did that come about?
That was early on. I'm a kid around the crib making my mom laugh, doing Tony Montana impressions. And my mom is Trinidadian, so I would imitate the Trinidadian, my aunties and my grandmother voice.
It just came natural.
It just came natural. I play music by ear since I was 5 years old. So if I hear it, I can regurgitate it.
Yeah.
So that's where all of that came from, was having the ear to be able to say, if I can hear a melody, then I can hear a tone of voice. And that's how it came about. It's not something that I set out to do. I just started walking around the house doing these voices, and when my mom would laugh, I was like, oh, maybe I sound like these people, for real.
Yeah.
And then to answer your stand-up question, when I was in college, I would sit at the table in the lunchroom with all the goons who was funny. They was the ones sitting, you didn't want to mess with them on the serious tip.
Yeah.
But when you walk through that lunchroom, they the ones snapping on everybody's outfit. Your hair, if your hair cut off, they those guys that's bagging everybody.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I would sit with them, and I'm more of the quiet guy, but as I would sit with them and hear them bagging, one day I just started doing like Homer Simpson's voice for some reason. And one of them dudes started crying, laughing. He just started hitting the table.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh snap. So the voices actually work for hood dudes too? Like they like that kind of stuff? And that's really what gave me the confidence to be like, I might be able to do stand-up. I saw Cool Bubba Ice is a comedian out of New York. He did all impressions too on Def Comedy Jam. So I just looked at how he did it, how animated he was. So everything just started to come together. I was like, wait, I'm a dancer. I've been on stage since I was 10. I could do voices. Def Comedy Jam was the hottest show in the world. Cool Bubba Ice just went out there and did a whole impression set and killed.
People love impressions.
Killed.
I love them. Like,
I love
No, killed.
Yeah. If you good,
Yeah.
people gonna love it.
Yeah. And so that was my motivation.
Yeah.
You know, I listen. I've said this to my family and my friends. This is like fascinating to me. I think there's always three people that come to mind, and I'm just gonna go ahead and give you your flowers now. I'm listening to you, and I know, I'm glad that people know who you are and they've seen your work, right? Because I know that there's a certain kind of thinking like, come on, get out of here. Ain't no way. But your work speaks for what you're saying. You know what I mean? But I think, and what's his name that we met? It was, I told you, Sam, the comedian that we met at the thing. And I said, I think he's one of the most talented people on the earth.
Who, babe?
It was on Martin. He played the man. He played.
Tommy Davidson.
Tommy Davis.
Oh, Tommy Davis.
So down.
I really do. I put you in a category, and this is why I'm such a fan. I'm a fan of people who like have multi-talents. Like I really got you in this category for real, dog. And I ain't trying to gas you, but it's why I'm a fan. I'm a different kind of fan. I'm like, this dude I'm rooting for,
right.
And I'm more of a fan listening to you now. But it's really you, Jamie, and Tommy. And I'm glad he's sitting here because we had this conversation. Like that have this kind of talent.
It's a unique sound.
It's a thing that where it's like, you listen, I hear you talking about the hard work and the discipline.
Right.
But it's not normal. Like, no, it's not normal
gift,
for, it's a gift.
That's who you were born to be.
Yeah, right. It's like where you know God is real and Absolutely. You know like it's a separation and like, dude, you ain't been taught nothing. All the stuff you teaching yourself as a kid and you can recall where you did it and you picked up to have that kind of discipline and then to be in those rooms and not be intimidated by him. I know that dude you're talking about. I know those people that you describing because I ain't had that kind of courage.
Right.
I would want to try things like, and what I admire is that you was like new to it and like, now I'm gonna do this. I ain't gonna let these dudes I ain't gonna be intimidated by these guys. And you was conscious enough to be able to say, oh, this made them laugh. I'm gonna go in on this.
Yeah.
For me, not to be a part of the cool group.
Right.
So many of us be in those environments and we like, oh, this is how I get in and be with the cool group and be able to fit in without being a target to keep getting bullied. You have been subject to bullying and all of that. So nobody would have blamed you if you would have been like, I'm just trying to just get in and
survive.
Right?
Yeah.
You went past that.
Yeah.
So before I just want to just say, man, I commend you. I'm a big fan, and
Absolutely.
Man, we halfway in, and I'm over here like, man, I knew this dude. I knew I was right about this dude.
I was nervous. I thought I was boring him.
No, I'm listening.
No, my story's too long.
I don't wait. No, when I love something, I ain't the dude that's gonna wait to the end for the great close.
I feel you.
Like, nah.
But it's also like. We want people to hear the journey.
For sure.
Right? Because a lot of times people see the end result.
Right.
And they just be like, oh, yeah, he just came out of nowhere.
That's what I was just telling you about you.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know the story.
Yeah. So
and both of y'all, like, y'all posted a picture of y'all on a school bus, right? Did you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Did y'all post it a while ago?
Yeah, we grew up together.
I'm like, but you only know what you know.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a thing. Because I remember at one point somebody was the internet, black internet, had something to say about you retiring him, and you. One thing about y'all, as much as I know y'all love Jesus, I know the two of y'all got hands.
Listen,
let me tell y'all something.
Not me.
If y'all wanna test the Browns, you don't wanna really meet the Browns.
I don't want no problem.
Listen,
I'm just letting y'all know. Don't do nothing. Just don't do nothing. Love him from where you at.
I'm a nice guy.
I know you
with
are.
love.
Nice I'm a nice guy.
I know you are.
I give them with love. The Lord is still working on
look,
Chance.
it's the nice ones you got to be careful with.
Yeah.
It's the ones, the nice ones that you overestimate and underestimate.
It be very good.
You know, things happen.
I ain't mean to throw us off though, man. I'm sitting here like, man, I'm fascinated. I'm listening to this dude and I'm like, man, I believe. Because a lot of people are going to talk and I'm like, I don't believe that. I'm like, I believe everything this dude is saying.
Absolutely. But I also know
this is how this dude got so gifted. Because you did it, you got it out the mud. That's like the real, like.
Yeah, but also, this is a clear, for me, because I'm a dreamer, right? Some people are just born to do what they do. And you were born with a certain amount of gifts. And one of your gifts, one of your gifts is to and you may not have realized this as a child because not knowing what depression looked like, right? But being able to escape while being present in your environment, that's a gift. The power of the imagination, everybody doesn't know how to use it. Some of us, we succumb to our environment.
Yeah.
But what you did was you escaped through watching television or teaching yourself how to do things so that you didn't have to focus on what was happening.
Yeah.
Right? So you were also giving yourself therapy without knowing.
100%.
That's how you were dealing. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly feel like God, he gives us everything we need, even when we don't know that we got it.
Yeah.
And so to your point, yes, he did the work, but the work was already deposited inside.
Yeah.
Well, it's indicated in when you see babies, right? You put on a song, the kid just learned how to walk last week. You put on a song.
He just started.
Especially black babies. They just start going in. It's just a part of what we do and how we're made. We're created as spiritual beings with gifts.
Yes.
Society and the system teaches us to suppress and to get the gift, suppress that, for some until it's nothing, but a desire and a dream that becomes a hobby or something that you just kind of wished, and now you getting up 5 a.m. going to work for the factory. You know what I mean? And no diss to anyone who's working in a factory, but what I'm saying is, I know, and my heart goes out to people who, they all be in them factories with gifts and dreams. And
basketball players, football players, comedians, actors, singers,
writers, tech entrepreneurs, but they don't even know how to become that.
Yeah.
So my heart goes out to see, and I respect the blue collar. That's why when I tour, I love touring and performing outside of LA, because those are the people who work hard. That money that they spend to bring their woman to the show, to buy that 2-drink minimum, to buy my ticket, to put their outfit on, that cologne, the car, the gas,
everything.
The vacation day, the sick day that they had to take from work.
Everything
That's
means
our
something.
family.
That's North Carolina.
That's where we came from.
So how dare I get on that stage and not sweat and give them a whole hour of, like, I'm the one-man Temptations up there with jokes.
Right.
Like, I really be going in for my audience.
We have to show up for them. They are why we get to sit here.
100%.
Like I tell people, I do meet and greets, like when I do my book tours, or if somebody hires me to come and speak. But when I'm on book tour and I'm in control, it's my event. My meet and greets will last, and this is, Tiff can tell you, it could be 6 hours. It could be 9 hours. I'm gonna touch every person. I'm gonna take every picture. I'm gonna talk to every person until the line is gone. Every person. And I tell my team, be prepared.
I be like,
But
because I know what it's exactly what you just said.
I'm the same way, and I just started doing meet and greets again. I stopped for about 2 years because I got COVID really bad. Was in the hospital with it from the last meet and greet I got before the COVID. And then she coughs on cue.
They said it won't COVID, but I don't know what I had.
Right, but to your point, that's what matters. You have to talk to the people who are paying for your life.
Absolutely.
And not beyond the money, it's they have made a decision that they're going to ride with you for the rest of their lives. Yes. That's how they feel.
They are supporting you.
They're family now.
Absolutely. They love you. They share my videos. They do all the things. They show up.
Yes.
Because it's family that don't show up.
You talking some talk now.
Oh. It's family that don't show up.
Are we looking down the hatch?
Listen. So there's
it's family that don't want to be on a list. When you say you gotta...
It's family who ain't never bought a thing that I've put out, but they want it.
Let me say something. This thing hit my spirit.
Yeah.
What?
See what you just did?
Go ahead. I'm telling the truth. This is why fans, and I don't even like to say fans, but my supporters, fans, are so important because they really do buy your stuff, show up for your stuff, support you, share. When you have people who are your own blood, who have an expectation spirit. They feel entitled to it.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Please.
We brought Affion on.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, brother.
No.
Go ahead.
This is about to be the realest thing I ever said.
Come on.
You already have your fan base. I respect them. I love y'all for supporting them, right? I just want to add something. This hit my spirit when I saw the video of this Afro pick cutting board. it hit my spirit to say, this ain't a once in a lifetime thing, or here's what I'm trying to say. This ain't a fad, right? This ain't Tab got a few products in Target this week, this month. This is Tabitha Brown, the brand, being synonymous with Betty Crocker, Black & Decker, Keurig, and just going down the line, Johnson & Johnson. So your fans, your family that's already supporting, y'all already good. I'm talking to those who have not shown up yet and just think, oh, that's just Tab. She got something in Target this week. It's a pop-up. No. This is a Black woman from North Carolina.
My man.
That is on shelves creating products that are rivaling the ones that have been there for a long time. And y'all because y'all don't associate faces with those names, because y'all don't know the person, y'all not familiar with those people behind, y'all don't know who Black or Decker is. Y'all don't know who Johnson & Johnson is. So y'all just put your trust in the brand and be like, oh, it's on the shelf. I'm gonna buy these Q-tips. I'm gonna buy this baby oil, and I'm just going about my business. Tabitha Brown will be as impactful, if not more. And you're just gonna be walking down the aisles and you're gonna see that name Tabitha Brown. And at some point, you're not even gonna believe that's a Black woman because it's gonna be such a big brand. You're not even gonna know that it's her at this point. You're gonna think it's a different Tabitha Brown because it's gonna be so big. But it's gonna get there because you support it. You buy the air fryer, you buy the cutting board, you buy the aprons, the oven mitts, you buy all of the Tabitha Brown branded stuff until it becomes so synonymous with Kleenex, Tide.
We need all that.
This is how you grow brands. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
I thank you for that.
No, when I tell you it hit my spirit,
Yeah.
but sometimes I gotta say things to put it in perspective. It's like, wait a second. I even had to talk to myself and be like, wait, don't get so familiar with your sister that you forget to put the message out of what this really is.
Yeah.
This ain't a fish fry. This is not a cupcake bake sale
We're selling
situation
plates this weekend.
Yeah.
It ain't that.
No, this is a generational change. That's gonna change more lives than just her family. This is gonna build factories.
The Lord confirms. 'Cause I have said this to Chance. This is how God be working. Like, I receive it, and I appreciate you.
And I'm blessed to witness it. I'm inspired by it, and I understand what it is and what it means. And so, if I can just encourage the viewing audience, my fans, to just go and buy everything that says Tabitha Brown on it. Just purchase that thing.
Thank you.
Several of them. Christmas gifts.
Well, thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night. Oh, no, but seriously, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because I be out here working.
No,
So,
you
hey, y'all,
pushing it. You doing it.
I wanna, I'm always fascinated when I'm reminded of your age. And that's you keep saying 94.
Right.
He the same age as hip hop.
You're the same age as his hip hop, right?
Yeah.
However, we know what Hollywood is. We hear all the rumors. You mentioned earlier about us being able to reach out if we ever needed to tap in or get some insight on something.
Mm-hmm.
How has that journey been for you over the last 4 decades we talking about? That's 4 decades.
Yeah.
94?
Yeah, that's 4 decades.
Yeah.
We talking about 4 of them things.
Yeah.
That's 40 years.
I'm 51.
Yeah, that's 40 years.
No. 30.
No, we talking about, wait a minute, hold on. I might be wrong. I might be
30.
wrong. 30, my
30,
fault.
yeah.
30, we
Babe,
getting ready to go into it,
I was
my
like,
bad.
40, 94 was 40 years ago.
I threw an
Jay.
extra 10 on there.
You did.
But
You
I threw
stacked it
extra.
up.
We're going into the next one. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. So he
Yeah.
came in.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
came in on the beginning of
Yeah.
it, like he said. So how has that been? How has that journey been for you to still be? You seem like you're still level-minded and not affected by a lot of the things that we've seen. A lot of people. I'm trying to say this in the night. I'm trying to
know.
keep.
Some people didn't make it.
I know what you're
Some
trying to
people
say.
didn't make it, and I don't want to piss nobody off.
And when we
know.
say they
I don't
didn't
wanna be
make
offensive.
it, we mean up here.
No.
No, I mean,
you don't even say it.
even if
That
they ain't
too.
make
Let me just tell you about what my journey is, so you don't have to
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Here's what it really is, right? The first thing is we have to stop measuring success by comparison, because each person has to individualize what success is to them because the naysayers and the people will drive you crazy, telling you that you're not what you are. Right? They would tell you you fell off, or you did this, or you did that. You're not a big star. You're not a this or that. But it's like, all right, but how does that? Who are you to determine that? Like, I know if I'm looking at my resume, my resume deep. My resume deep. My phone deep. I can get anybody on the phone. I've sold projects. I got projects out right now. Like, so for me, I don't define success by what people say or what people think success is. I determine what is enough for me.
Yeah.
Right? And because I've seen millionaires kill themselves. Success ain't what it looks like. It ain't the private jet. It ain't how much bread you got. It ain't how many homes you got. I know. I could say some names, but I would never do that. But I know some guys that got mansions in different places, and they got this TV show and got this brand and that. Depressed. Be sitting in that big old house by themselves and like depressed. So I say all that to say, for me, it's been a journey of balance. I came out to Hollywood. I already knew who I was and whose I was.
Don't make me run around the table. Say it again
If
for the
you
people
need
in
to
the back.
run, I already knew who I was and whose I was.
Yeah.
And most people don't know that about me. Like, they don't know my spiritual Christian grounding, because I don't present that in a way. Like, for me, I'm more of a fragrance than an odor. I'm more of when you get around me, you may judge my comedy. You know, there's no way he's a Christian. There's no way because he cuss a lot, he do this and that. But once you're around me, you have a conversation. What ends up happening is, what is it about you? What is that? As opposed to, the Bible-toting, finger-waving Christians that are more Pharisees-minded than they were Christ-minded, right? Christ sat around with the tax collectors and the sinners, and he was chilling with them just so he could relate to them, because he didn't have to prove who he was. He already knew who he was. So that's always been my mentality, even before I even knew much about the Lord in that way. I just always had a strong sense of what my purpose was, who I am, and how I'm gonna get there. I know drugs ain't for me. So most of the stuff that derails people, that they get tempted by, it's not even a factor for me, because I don't desire none of that. I don't care about that. I could be in a room full of cocaine and it's like, all right, cool, it's dusty in here. Somebody need to clean this up.
Yeah.
I'm not tempted by that. So I'm not tempted by alcohol. I'm not tempted by money.
Come on.
I got it. I know how to get it. All right, cool. You gonna flash a bag of cash? All right, well, cash ain't real anyway. So what are we talking about? If we want to get to it. So to answer your question in the shortest way, it's been a journey, but it has not been. There's been some ups and downs, but it has not been tragic for me. It has not been the story that a lot of people tell, and I hate LA. I hate Hollywood people. I don't hate anybody. My thing is, all right, I know who the corny people are. I know who the users are. I know who the dope people are. I gravitate towards what rocks for me, and I keep it like that. I just keep it moving.
Does your discernment play a role in?
Does it?
Right? in knowing like, I can't trust this person. I can't work with this person.
Not
Or
right away.
I can only tolerate this much because
Mm-hmm.
he sounds like he understands need, necessity, want, and how to navigate those.
Oh yeah. Discernment always plays into it. You don't always know who people are because we're in Hollywood, so people are actors.
Oh, they act.
So they,
As my daughter would say, down. They act down, honey.
listen.
Yeah, they be acting.
And that starts in the church. There's a lot of actors in the church too. So I don't care what you represent or what you tell me about how good and
Flip this
spiritual
whole
you
table
are.
over.
Go and flip it over, Tab. It's your table. flip the daggone table over then. Like Jesus did.
Lord,
God.
you preaching today, okay.
I'm just saying, it's it's a lot of actors out there, and I've seen the hustle from behind the pulpit to behind the studio executive's desk. I've seen how the scam works. So you can't tell me nothing. You can't sell me a dream without me looking at you like decoding the Rubik's Cube as I'm looking at you. I'm like, oh, okay. You talking, but I'm listening. I'm not even saying nothing. I'm just listening to you. Word? Oh, okay. And the more you listen to people, they're gonna tell you exactly who they are and what their intention is with you. So it's discernment, listening, and just observing. It keeps me in the game from 94 to 2024, still relevant, still discoverable, still look young, still going viral, still creating like I just started, still being excited about creating. It's because I know who I am, I know what I'm here to do, and I just don't get caught up in a lot of entitlements and, feeling like somebody owes me something and I go get depressed and like, oh, they're not checking for me, or somebody always checking for me.
Yeah, I love it. So let's talk about acting,
Yeah.
right? You've done many things. Me and Chance have a favorite.
What is your favorite?
So me.
Hey,
We will watch it a million times just to like
Lester.
listen.
Lester, the court jester.
What has been some of your favorite characters to play or acting roles?
Oh man, I mean, it's the ones that resonate with the people. Every time I go somewhere, they love Ray Ray from A Haunted House. They love Lester from Soul Man. Outside of that, I can't say that there was any favorite characters. Wild 'N Out was a great experience. That's what gave me a name. That's what people was like, instead of, oh, that's the dude from whatever, that commercial, I became Affion Crockett through Wild 'N Out.
Yeah.
I don't know, the whole journey, it's like, it's been such a blessing, and it's been so great that, again, I don't have a sob story. You know, I came out here very level-headed, very realistic about the gradual climb, and that's what I expected. And I've worked with all my heroes. I mean, working with Eddie Murphy recently on Beverly Hills Cop 4, that's the GOAT. He's my biggest, hero.
Yeah.
So to have that screen time with him and to be able to have that exchange with the guy who taught me everything from afar, hands down one of the greatest experiences, man. But I've worked with them all. I worked with all my heroes, except for Will Smith. But I still know him, like that's the homie.
Yeah.
But I still want to get on screen and really, put our talents up against each other. But I don't work with Sam, Bernie, Martin.
How was it opening up in your college days for
Yeah.
Bernie Mac, playing with him in Soul Man?
did you tell him?
Yeah. Bernie has always been the most humble, gracious person alive. When I opened for him in college, he walks by me backstage. He speaks to me first. He's like, young man, keep doing your thing. He said, take your time. He said, I've been doing this 25 years. Def Comedy Jam just came out. I've been doing it 25 years. He said, just take your time, enjoy it. Don't get too high, don't get too low. Just enjoy it. And so by the time I saw him on the Soul Man set, and now he's seeing my acting and the comedy chops, he said, you remind me a lot of myself.
Oh, wow.
So that was the biggest stamp I got on my back before he passed away. He just was like, yeah, you remind me you got a lot of Mac in you. That's what he said. You got a lot of Mac-isms.
Can you do Bernie?
So I don't do them as well now, but that was my opening on Def Comedy Jam. That's what he gave me the confidence to do stand-up. So I said, if I can sound like Bernie Mac, who at the time had the hottest set in the world at that time, I said, if I could sound like this dude, because he blazing hot and they like it, that's gonna be the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can't do it right now because I don't want to cuss too much, but well, you know what I'm saying?
How much time do you have to put into that craft? Like, preparation for that? Like,
because he hear it.
And I hate to say that because so many people work so hard.
Yeah.
Everything just comes easy to me.
That's
you know what
gift.
I mean? Everything just comes easy.
You can't teach a gift.
Right. But because I've been doing it since age 10,
Yeah.
I got 40,000 hours in. So my balance is what it is. I'm a dancer. You can put on anything. I could switch the styles up. I could do all of that. Martial arts. I've been doing that since I was 12. I can get down with if I'm sparring somebody, I can learn something new and get the concept of what the if it's a new art, right? So those principles go into what I do as a performer. If I want to learn something, case in point, right? Before I started doing stand-up and said, because I took time off from stand-up for about 15 years.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
And just focused on acting and wilding out and all that kind of stuff. And Soul Man, I was doing more acting. I stopped doing stand-up for 15 years. When I decided I wanted to go back, because I had never headlined before. When I was doing Def Jam and all that, I was just opening up for people and I only had 20 minutes. I had never done a full hour. So when it came time to go back out and say, yo, I want to go back to stand-up, I got new fans from the films and wilding out, I want to do a whole hour and start headlining. I would watch stand-ups hours. I would watch stand-up specials, and I literally would outline, all right, he talked about this topic, and once he said this topic, he had 4 or 5 points addressing this topic, punchlines, setups, and then he moved on. And so when I measured up about 3 stand-up specials, I saw the outline. They were virtually around the same, around 30 topics each, with about 4 to 5 subtopics underneath.
You did this all on your own?
Oh yeah, I was just sitting at the crib.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just breaking down the structure of how they did it. I write songs too. So same thing, when I listen to a Jodeci song, I'm hearing, well, that's back when they did bridges in songs,
Yeah.
right? But okay, first verse in an R&B song, the verse is only 4 bars,
Yep.
but it's just sang out, so it sounds like it's a lot more. It's only 4 bars, hook, second verse, 4 bars, hook, bridge, hook,
Yeah.
and then, we repeat the hook. Rap songs, 16 bars, hook, 16, hook, 16, or now they're much shorter. They're about two verses and 2 hooks. It's way shorter now than the full rap song. But anyway, I learned by just listening and breaking down the structures of these things to the point where I ghostwrite for people too. You know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't know that
And
either.
even in my parodies, you saw in the hip hop story, I'm really rapping as these people
Yes, you were.
in their voices,
Yeah.
Let's
in
talk
their
about
styles.
that. Let's talk about if y'all have not seen. Wait, you got the shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hip hop story.
Listen, if y'all have not seen it, tell the people where they can watch it and all the things.
hiphopstory.com.
Okay.
So I went straight to the people on this. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people want the comforts of, I just want to go to my stream, whatever the streaming platform is that you subscribe to. But it's a business.
Right.
So
But the storyline. Is this something you wrote this?
I wrote every word.
Did you talk to any of the people that you
So here's the beauty
Okay.
of that. I was already doing parodies on YouTube of most of these people.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, Kanye, Drake, Lil Wayne, Joe, but like I was doing all these parodies
The Russell
already.
Simmons had-
Russell
Hey,
My
I'm wait. I got a bunch of questions.
my stomach was hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, Russell. I've been doing these impressions and these parodies for years. And that's when I started on YouTube and like was getting millions of views. And I realized I would drop one video that was, just a regular original sketch. And it would get maybe 1,000, 2,000 views. And then I'd drop them parodies within
they relate.
days, millions. And it's like, I was like, oh, people love when you make fun of somebody that they really know and somebody that's really like relevant and hot. So oddly enough, I just happened to be able to look like everybody.
That's
It's mind blowing.
That is mind blowing.
Yeah.
That's a God-given gift, or the way he made my face. It's adaptable, and I know how to contort it enough to, and I have a great makeup and hair team.
Exposure. Hey, listen, look, that thing gets me every time. I be like, man, how is this dude?
Everybody. Like, how do you go from Russell to Jay-Z and you look like both of them and sound exactly like them?
You got to see the air exposure. It is.
Yeah. But even when you said it, I'm looking at it, I'm like, I can see it.
Yeah.
How is that?
Hey, have you pissed off? Like, have you heard? Has anybody got pissed off?
Nah.
No.
So that's what I was
They
gonna say.
laugh.
Because I was doing those parodies for years, they all had already become fans of it.
Okay.
Even to the point where now they ask me. Nas asked me one time, "Yo, why you ain't do a parody of me?"
Yeah.
So when goats like that be asking,
Yes.
they really tapped in.
And that's a compliment to your art.
Yeah.
It's the greatest compliment I could ever get. Like,
Yes.
the hip hop community has embraced me to the point where I can show up on any stage.
Yeah.
As a comedian, but even as a comedian, they know I rap, so they'll hand me the mic. Method Man and Redman will hand me the microphone.
Shut up.
These are two of the greatest
I mean, and you look like, come on.
He could play both of them.
Wait, you got, who is your favorite person to impersonate?
I don't have a
It's got to
favorite.
be Russell Simmons.
If you,
Man, he kills, man. I'd answer that for him.
it was so easy.
Yeah. it
Or
was
Jay-Z, like,
But
Jay-
even you putting your legs, crossing your, I was like, something is wrong with Affion. This dude is crazy.
You gotta see a hip hop story.
You gotta see it.
yeah,
Because
y'all-
it's the
Alright.
movie, it's the project, and when I wrote it, the intention was, people love seeing me do impressions and characters, so I want to put them all in one place, but not just make it about just gratuitous impressions.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it around a real story and a storyline
yeah.
that has a message,
Yeah.
that talks about hip hop and how the effect that it has on the kids and the community.
Yeah.
You know
How
what I
it
mean?
has changed too.
So it's a full project, and it gives you every angle, everything you're looking for. It has it. It has the drama. It has the comedy. It has the music. It has everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can actually rap. That's
yeah.
That's why I'm like, this dude dude can
You
actually
gotta
rap.
give us something now.
Yeah, he can.
Let me see who I want
You
to
did.
do.
I seen you do. What's your boy? Boy, he get everybody up. I'm sounding old right now. But
What's the name of the boy?
not
Right.
not Flex, the other dude.
It's a rapper?
No, the morning show where you went up there and did the.
Charlamagne?
No, the freestyle.
Sway.
Sway. Yeah.
Oh, you did a freestyle with Sway? I didn't
I
see it.
watched that.
Yeah.
Like I
You did
watched
it as you or in a character?
No, it's me.
No, he did it.
Oh.
That's where I was
Because
like,
Sway
this
knows
dude,
that I rap.
This dude.
So he's.
Well, give us a tab and chance.
And I'm listening like,
Freestyle
man, no,
then.
this dude going.
Because
Like,
I used to freestyle.
Let's hear it.
I said I used
You
No, then we used to hit the freestyles back in the day. I used to do a little stand up too. I used to do a couple of things.
Listen, you're not surprising me with anything you say. Because
I'm saying.
as much as y'all looking at me as y'all fans of me and my versatility, y'all are limitless as well.
Well, yeah.
Uh-huh.
We be working.
You got 18,000 products in
We got
Target. You got
jobs.
cartoon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This dude training the next NBA Team USA's and
This is true.
Olympic train. Like, come on, man.
This is
what we
true.
talking about here?
I'm
Yes.
gonna give all these kids a big head. I'm
So-
going to have to bust these bubbles. Like he wasn't talking about you.
He
We want to talk about you.
Sit down
my
somewhere.
son going, Jaden going, Noah going, them
Man.
kids going, okay?
Yeah.
But I want us to get, can you do a little freestyle?
You want freestyle or you want a verse? Like an actual verse to hear me say something.
Well,
Give a verse.
a verse of like impersonation?
No, he
No,
talking
no,
about
like
something
an actual
that he
verse.
actually wrote, something that he got.
Oh, well, yeah, whatever you want to do.
Listen to this.
Come on.
I feel like I'm waking up, but I'm not in my bed. I'm driving around with lots of thoughts in my head and how it's costing me bread to carry hip hop in a coffin is dead. But I ain't giving up and talking to feds. I ain't revealing who the killer is and who the most responsible villain. I put my people on it and paying my hospital visit. I'm watching the little dot that goes across in a rhythm that tells the doctor if the patient has the option of living. I ain't wishing death on nobody. I'm wishing remission and that we go back to the day of special ed and the mission. UTFO told stories and mastered the flow like you cold wanna be with me by Kane Gold. I was 10 years old. I was sold. I was on it before niggas was killing each other and smoking the chronic. Need to get a respirator, maybe hook them to phonics so we can clean up all the bull-ish. Hip-hop needs a colonic.
Very true and very good. Okay? I love it. It's just in your head.
It's just there. It's just there.
That's an artist. Keep in mind that he's an artist. And he's sensitive about his stuff, okay?
I'm sensitive about it.
Okay, I love it. It's very good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I noticed it in that verse and what you said about the storyline of a hip hop story. You're conscious about where we are.
1,000%.
Big deal for you, huh?
Huh?
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal for us, man.
Yeah.
I was just on the phone before I came here for about an hour with one of my brothers that's in the political world. And I'm just like, because I was watching the debate last night and I was just telling him, just, you know, I'll share deeper about what I felt about that. But what I was saying to him was, it pains me to see where black people are. You know, to watch award shows and all we see is twerking and women with they cheeks out. And it's a direct effect of the culture that we celebrate the most, that I'm a part of, we're all a part of it. But it's like, I know that when I was younger, we were inspired when we saw Run DMC's outfits. They dropped my Adidas, so I'm still wearing Adidas to this day.
Yeah.
We did everything that we saw them do.
Yeah.
So how dare we not understand that there's a direct correlation between everything that these kids see and hear them say now.
They want to do it.
They want to do it. From the drugs, the Xanax, the you know, robbing people, the hyper sexualized lyrics. And again, I'm not against having fun. We all have our fun. We turn up. But if there's no balance to it, we're a lost people. So what me and my man was talking about was just, you know, how do we get black people to support and get more political and more educated? We're too scattered. Everybody's selfish. Everybody just want to Benz with some rims. Or, you know, like we don't have a collective mission as black people anymore.
Too busy trying to compete against each other.
Oh my Lord.
And
flex on each other.
Yeah, and be better than the next. We tear each other down so quickly. Like it is post-traumatic slave syndrome, and we let it grow every day.
So yes, it means a lot to me because everything's connected.
Yeah.
You can't just categorize like, well, that's just rap. That's just hip hop. It's entertainment. Nah. It's affecting everything that we experience to this day. Everything.
I hope you don't mind me. You got kids?
No.
No kids. Never been married? That just means that so with me, a lot of the things that I've grown to concern about or that are a big deal for me, I think have come as a result of my concern for my kids growing up in this world. Or as a result of, you know, being married. So to hear you say that, like I guessed, I was like, I don't think he's, you know, been married or has kids. To hear you say that means a lot to me. Because you're not like most people who are in your position on selfish thinking. Oh, you get what I mean?
Most
Where
people
it's like,
have children who think like that.
Yeah, most
you're
people
thinking
don't.
about
You're thinking
people
about it.
in totality.
Yes.
Right? Not just your own children, but the children of the world, our future.
Yes. The opening line to the movie, before the credits even roll, when they sitting in that diner, the character J Bum is breaking down to the Russell character the state of the world, of hip hop, of black community. And he says, all rap is they just praise the rapper that's getting money. Don't matter what he's saying.
Don't matter what he's saying.
They just be like, oh man, he getting money though, he getting money. But his whole song is about shooting and killing people. So he says to him, he says, yo, if there was a guy running around shooting kids in the head, but he got $1 million for every kid who he shot, would you praise him because he was getting money? And he was like, nah. He said, well, that's exactly what's going on. Every time they hear ignorance and they hear drugs, they hear gang life and this and that, you might as well shoot them in the head because you're killing their brain cells and you're influencing them to do that type of stuff. So you might as well shoot them in the head anyway.
Yeah.
That's the opening line to my comedy movie. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're still giving a message.
But but it's very clear though what the message is throughout the movie. I was able to see that, and I was able to hear it in what you just did.
Yeah.
I just had this conversation yesterday with two of my friends. Same thing, and I find myself constantly when music comes on. If my son is in the car, my anxiety is like through the roof. I'm like, what's the next thing coming out of their mouth?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to. I'm
You're trying to
literally
monitor.
in there pushing to the next station, and the next station is just as worse. You know, it's awful. Then I'm like finding myself where my son listening to all old 90s.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
And
It's old school long.
I just, it feels good to hear somebody else have the concern and have a voice on it. I ain't even gonna lie to you, it does.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I liken
It
it
is
to
concerning.
vegetables versus fast food. There was a lot of, like, Rakim is vegetables.
Yeah.
Rakim is vegetables. Nas is vegetables. Even though, Nas talked about the streets and he talked about some things, but his, the ability to put the words together in the way that a lot of the people in the 90s did. Run DMC talked about going to college and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, just having fun at the party and all that kind of stuff. As opposed to, just some of the lyrics now is just getting right down to some dirt.
Yeah.
And again,
It
I'm not
didn't feel like
condemning-
glorifying back, in my opinion, when Nas was doing it.
Right.
It felt more like a movie on a CD.
Yeah.
That's how I always, because I just always felt like I can't wait to hear what it was more of storytelling.
Yes.
It was more like I'm envisioning this, but I realize this ain't real life. It ain't he's not trying to get me to go do it.
Right.
Because we didn't have
opposed to-
the
It
same
felt like
access.
you said, like you was watching Goodfellas, but listening to it,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Goodfellas ain't real.
Yeah.
But I think where hip hop got it wrong was a lot of the rappers started to get on interviews and portray that they was really
Living that
what
life.
they was living and what they
Right.
was speaking about. Because in hip hop, or in the black community, bravado is everything. Especially for black males, we gotta always be tough, right? If me and Chance go to Target right now and there's like 18 young black dudes standing on the corner, as much as we are unks to them, they may not be feeling like that kind of respect that day.
Yeah.
It might
Yeah.
be some kind of, and so me and him got to put on a different energy. Our shoulders got to get a little more broad,
Yep.
and we gotta walk through there like lions, like to let these young puppies know, like, nah, it's not going down today. Whatever you thinking, we can have a conversation, but it's the state of where we are as a black community. Like we got the bravado is there, and it is throughout hip hop, and so I think it's counterproductive to the love and the unity that we used to feel in the 70s,
Yeah.
from Marvin Gaye and
And I feel like we need that again. We need that old school community.
We do.
Bring us back closer together. My goal is always to try to bring people together, right? Whether it be with food or humor, products.
And you're doing a great job of that.
So
Yeah.
you're doing that even with this, like even with this movie with your artistry.
Yeah.
Even though it's humor, the underlying messages, you're doing it with children, with coaching, with mentoring. Like I think if we all show up in the gift that we have, we can create better community in the
Yeah.
world. We can get stronger together and create a mindset that of people who watch, not to want to battle each other, not to look down on each other, not be so quick to be like, I want to be the first one to say something negative.
Yeah.
Like,
Why?
what is that?
Why? It's like if you don't like something, just move on.
Yeah, but it's just
What
a
is
thing.
it in our people that makes them say, I need to stop on this person's page and say something negative and sideways?
Yeah, I'm telling you,
It's-
it's literally like when I say that post-traumatic slave syndrome, it is the ones in the house versus the ones in the field. Like it's that mentality. You ain't better than me.
Yeah.
So let me say something to hurt you
Yeah.
versus uplift you, or not say anything at all so that you can just keep growing.
Yeah.
So that then you may grow in your, journey. But we can't, And not everybody, because there's a lot of people. We are proof that a lot of people are building community and trying to lift, each other up. But so many people, there's just this negative spirit that they keep feeding.
Yes.
And it can be music that drives that. It can be, and I think Chance has said this many times before, social media has played a large part in that.
Yeah.
Social media is great, but it also has a whole dark side that if you allow yourself to get in the dark side, it will take over. You become part of the problem.
Dark.
It is dark. When they say the dark web, I said, is that what they're talking about? Because it's so bad to where, I mean, I get attacked all the time, right? There'll be just craziness.
Which is crazy to me.
But people do it, right? But the thing is, it ain't ever anybody that don't look like me. It's always the people who look like me.
I know.
Same here. I ain't never had, as Kev on stage would say, the Wahite tribe. That's what he always says. The Wahite. Never anybody white, Asian, Hispanic, any other nationality. Nobody.
Unless they think they black.
Well, that.
And
right. Unless they think
they feel like they got a voice in our community.
Never are the ones attacking, right? But the people who look like me, the people I am trying to open lanes for, open doors for, they are the ones.
Guys, how?
That we attack each other. Why is that?
Because look, I could put myself on a chopping block and say, I understand why people may come for my neck because my profession is I talk junk. I'm a comedian, so I roast other people and I do. So I can understand somebody coming for my neck. But you the most inspirational. Y'all set such a great example for just men and women, couples, black people. Y'all so inspirational and positive. What hatred you gotta have living in you that you gonna come for? It's
an internal thing. I don't understand it, but
all you do is try to inspire.
Right.
That's all you do.
But it's like it's something that lives in people, and I do understand that. Just like you know whose you are, I know whose I am.
Yes, indeed.
Right, and I choose the light.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you walk in that, and you walk in purpose, and you walk in your light, it disturbs the darkness.
Yeah.
And so it ruffles the feather.
Yeah.
And so I get it when people ain't ready to be free and they don't want to live in freedom. It makes them uncomfortable. But y'all, if we can really start to unpack what those issues are, the world, we would be unstoppable.
We are so much better together.
Oh, we are
than
so
we are
much
separate.
better together. Yeah,
I know I gotta end, but
I didn't
already
go there, but I had
already
to.
know that the message is they're gonna come in. We talked about him not being married. How you go this long without getting married?
That's another podcast.
That's gonna be what they're gonna. I already know that's what they're gonna.
No,
ask.
it's for me.
And you seem like to me like I usually, you don't know no good guys, bro. You don't know no.
Yeah.
Hey, what's do? You seem like a good guy. You seem like you got a good head on your shoulders. You seem like you're a success to me. So I'm like,
but also is
but
it
I know,
a choice?
so I know the question. Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, some
I know
people, it ain't for
you
everybody.
sound like a person that's very intentional, and it's very very intentional and goal oriented. Has that not been a goal of yours?
Yes, it has been a goal, but my examples have been traumatic.
Okay.
Even in my own household. So it's more of a trauma response while the goal is still optimistic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know some dope women, but the more healed I become, I understand that, all right, we just have different paths. So I can't force her into my box and into my life. She can't force me into hers.
Yeah.
So a lot of that will happen. So again, I end up knowing these great women or dating and doing this type of activity, but I'm not opposed to marriage. I just have not seen it work well primarily in the examples that I have around me. So yeah, that's the short answer.
And I just wanted to put it out there.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. I'm not the guy that pushes people to marriage, but I just
I don't believe it's for everybody.
Yeah, I mean we
It
do.
sure ain't.
We're the first ones to tell you.
But we be like, we've been together 26 years.
Yeah.
Married for 21. And we tell our kids all the time, don't you get married young. live your life,
Yeah.
enjoy your life.
And marriage ain't, I tell them,
it's not for everybody.
My
I still
daughter's
got
like,
it.
marriage ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
look at us and think this is what I want for you. It ain't
No.
for everybody.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask the question because usually with our platform, it comes up like, you
Yeah.
know, and I'd rather you be able to speak for yourself rather than me being like, I don't know if he married or not. Like,
And
Yeah.
also, and
But I
also,
commend y'all.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's also a great thing not getting into a relationship knowing that you have trauma.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Until you are ready for that kind of thing. So
Well, thank God I don't have it now. I went
Yeah.
to therapy and I did the work, but
Yeah.
I didn't realize the reason why I was toxic and why I was in these turbulent relationships with these women was because I was carrying so much from my past and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
And I got to therapy and we laid that thing on the table. And I was like, oh, this, that, let's get rid of that, let's get rid of that. But I commend y'all on always keeping it real. Like y'all never present marriage in a fluffy way. Y'all always give us the real. And you know, that's what people need to understand. And like I said, it's not for everybody.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, I'm not against it.
Beverly
I'm just
Hills.
very intentional that peace is priority for me. I'm not gonna
Yes.
get in. I ain't getting in no
When's your-
household
when's your birthday?
with no bickering woman. August 12th.
Oh, you a Leo.
Leo.
Yeah, Leo gang.
You know, these Leos, they gonna do what they wanna do. We got two of them. Okay, our girls are both Leos. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's,
yeah.
It ain't much you gonna tell me about what you think I'm supposed to do.
yeah.
I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah, they gonna
understand me?
they gonna listen, and it's gonna look like they really gonna do what you asking of them, but they only listening to you to figure out what part they not gonna do. Okay,
All of it.
but no, this has been amazing. Any last words you want to leave the people with?
I'm just blessed to be here. Like I said, I commend y'all and I thank y'all for just being the example that y'all are. And however I can continue to be a brother and support, just know that y'all got me. I know we don't talk all the time, but every time we come across each other, it's always love. But if we can bridge that gap a little more, let's be intentional about that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Y'all got me as a brother.
Yeah,
So,
Absolutely.
you got us,
Yeah.
sister and brother.
100.
We love you.
100%. Love you too.
And tell people where they can find you and all the things.
I'm on IG, Facebook, Affion Crockett.
Yeah.
AFFION CROCKETT. You know the
Okay.
vibes. And a hip hop story. Go rent that, buy that. It's the greatest hip hop story ever told.
Listen, get your popcorn and your drink and be ready to laugh, but also listen.
What's up,
Yeah.
Blackie?
Look, I don't know what it is that Blackie keep messing with Affion, but Blackie like, hey, bro, you still here?
Dogs and kids love me.
That means you got good spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Blackie don't really be fooling with the
Yeah,
people
you
like
don't
that.
fool nobody.
Yeah, he your mama's boy. Well, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. I hope that y'all took something from this that you can just marinate on and let it be good to your soul. And until the next time, honey, y'all go about y'all business, all right? Have the most amazing day. But even if you can't have a good one, don't you dare go messing up nobody else's. See y'all later. Love y'all. Bye. Thank you for watching this episode, honey. And if you liked it, go ahead and click right here for more of those episodes.
And if you haven't already subscribed, please remember to do so.
Very good.